Just think about it. You live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world. Opportunities are everywhere. Stories of people going from nothing to millionaire flood the media. So why is it that after years of hard work, you still feel like you're just spinning in circles, buried under bills, debt, and dreams that never seem to take shape? Over a century ago, thinker William Walker Atkinson recognized this very paradox. He said that the secret of success doesn't lie in circumstances, and it isn't about luck. It lies within you, in the will you cultivate, the focus you maintain, and the belief you place in yourself. If you've ever felt exhausted by the nagging thought that you're missing something, then the secret of success is the mirror that reflects the truth. And in this video, we'll uncover those secrets together. And hey, if you're also on a journey of shifting your mindset, seeking freedom, and building a wealthier life, both financially and spiritually, make sure to hit like and subscribe. This is where you'll find ideas, books, and stories that can help you rewrite your own life. Part 1. Willpower, the engine of success. William Walker Atkinson begins The Secret of Success with a bold statement. Every great achievement in life starts with the power of will. Not with raw intelligence, not with random opportunity, and certainly not with luck, but with the ability to take consistent action even when circumstances seem to be stacked against you. He compares willpower to the engine of life's machine. You might own a shiny car with a powerful V8, but without fuel, it's nothing more than a block of steel sitting in the garage. People are the same. You can be smart, well-educated, or come from a privileged background, but without willpower, all of that remains untapped potential. What sets Atkinson apart is that he doesn't see willpower as a gift you're born with. Instead, he views it like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you push past laziness to finish what matters, every time you overcome fear to take the next step, that's when your willpower muscle is being trained. And just like going to the gym, this strength doesn't come from one explosive effort, but from steady, consistent practice day after day. America itself has proven this truth countless times. Look at immigrant communities, people who arrived with nothing, no money, no connections, often not even fluent English, yet through relentless work, through the determination to open a small shop and then grow it step by step, they built better lives for the next generation. Not because they were luckier than anyone else, but because willpower drove them to act even when exhausted. And perhaps the clearest proof is Thomas Edison. He wasn't just an inventor, he was the living embodiment of the resilient willpower Atkinson admired. As a child, Edison's teachers labeled him too stupid to learn anything and forced him out of school. He taught himself, took odd jobs to fund his experiments, selling newspapers on trains, doing manual labor, and never stopped pursuing his passion. When he set out to invent the electric light bulb, Edison didn't fail a handful of times. He failed more than 1,000 times. Others called it failure, but he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." Now imagine, after hundreds, even thousands of failures, would you still have the patience to continue? Most people would quit. Edison didn't. His unwavering willpower kept him going, and eventually, from his tireless persistence, artificial light was born, changing the entire world. Edison shows us a simple but profound truth. Success doesn't come from luck knocking at your door. It comes from willpower forcing you to rise one more time after every setback. Without willpower, his intelligence and creativity would have stayed on paper. But fueled by perseverance, his will transformed obstacles into stepping stones and turned dreams into reality. Atkinson reminds us that willpower isn't just stubbornness, it's the ability to channel energy into purposeful action. It's not simply enduring hardship, it's choosing to move forward on the path you've committed to instead of being swept away by circumstance. And the question he leaves us with is as relevant today as it was a century ago. Are you letting your willpower lie dormant, or are you training it every day? Because in the end, willpower is the one thing you truly control. It can become the engine that drives you to any destination if you're brave enough to start it. Part 2. The power of focus. If willpower is the engine, then focus is the steering wheel that guides your life. Atkinson believed that people don't fail because they lack energy. They fail because they scatter their energy in too many directions. He wrote, "The human mind is like a ray of light. When diffused, it only glimmers faintly, but when concentrated, it can burn through steel." Just look at modern society. Americans today are pulled in 1,000 directions. Social media, endless news, ads, emails, and back-to-back meetings. The result? We feel busy all day, yet at night we catch ourselves asking, did I actually accomplish anything? That's the trap of distraction. Atkinson emphasized that great success only comes when we channel the full force of willpower towards a single goal sustained over time. Think of sunlight. When spread out, it provides gentle warmth, but when concentrated through a lens, it creates fire. Life works the same way. America is filled with proof of this principle. Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard to dedicate himself entirely to building Microsoft. In those early years, he wasn't chasing every opportunity, nor was he multitasking. That singular focus transformed Microsoft from a small idea into a global tech giant. Or consider Oprah Winfrey. She could have pursued many different paths in entertainment, but instead of scattering her efforts, she focused on becoming a storyteller and a source of inspiration. From one talk show, she went on to build a media empire. Focus, as Atkinson explains, also means learning to say no. Every time we say yes to trivial tasks, we unconsciously drain the energy needed for what truly matters. Focus requires discipline, silencing notifications, setting aside dedicated time for important work, and ruthlessly eliminating what doesn't serve the bigger vision. Atkinson leaves us with this challenge. Are you living like a ray of light, spread too thin, or like a laser, concentrated on one point? Because only when you channel all your mental strength into the right target can you create results the world will never forget. Part 3. Persistence in the face of failure. William Walker Atkinson emphasized this truth. Success is not determined by how many times you fail, but by how many times you're willing to rise again. To most people, failure looks like the end, but to the great ones, failure is simply the ticket of admission to the gates of success. He wrote, "Every failure is a test of will. The quitter lets it bury him. The persistent one uses it as a stepping stone to go further." The essence of success is not avoiding failure, it's building the strength to walk through it. History in America is filled with examples. Take Walt Disney, a name almost synonymous with success today. Few know that his path was lined with rejection and setbacks. He was once fired for lacking imagination. His first company went bankrupt, and he was crushed by debt. Instead of burying his dream, he used every failure as raw material to improve, to adjust, and to try again. Disney's story proves a simple truth. Persistence transforms stumbling blocks into the foundation of castles. In another arena, the world of entrepreneurship, there's Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with a simple idea and a small savings account. Dozens of textile mills rejected her, dismissing the idea as impractical or claiming there was no demand. Instead of seeing rejection as the final word, she kept going, showing prototypes, convincing shop owners by demonstrating results on real people, making endless calls, and pushing until someone finally said yes. That persistence, knocking on doors again and again, turned a sketch of an idea into a global brand. Even in martial arts, legendary fighter Bruce Lee once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." This is not only about combat, it's a philosophy for life. True strength doesn't come from dabbling in everything, but from repeating, refining, and mastering the same discipline over and over again. In work, in business, in finance, persistence is the force that turns repetition into mastery, and mastery into power. Now think about your own life. How many times have you quit after just a few failures? How many dreams were abandoned because you told yourself, maybe it wasn't meant for me. Atkinson reminds us that persistence is also the ability to turn failure into a learning process. The persistent don't fear mistakes. They measure, they adjust, they try again. They build habits, doing something small today, improving it tomorrow, repeating it next month. Over time, those small actions add up into big results, not by luck, but by the mathematics of persistence. So what's the lesson for you? When your first plan collapses, don't slam the book shut. Ask yourself 2 questions. What did I learn from this? And what will I do differently next time? If your answer is action, even a small one, then failure loses its power over you. Persistence isn't blind stubbornness, it's the art of constant adjustment until the formula works. And the question Atkinson leaves us with is timeless. Will you let failure be proof that you can't? Or will you use it as practice to sharpen your will until you become the master of the path you've chosen? Part 4. Belief in yourself. William Walker Atkinson declared that no one can go far without belief in themselves. Every lasting success begins with an inner conviction, the belief that you are worthy, you are capable, and you will find a way. He wrote, "The outer world always reflects your inner belief. If you see yourself as small, the world will shrink you. If you dare to believe in your worth, the world will open its doors." Belief is not an illusion. It's the guiding flame when no one else can see the light. Take Howard Schultz, the legendary CEO of Starbucks. Born to a poor immigrant family in Brooklyn, his father drove trucks and often lost jobs, leaving the family in despair. By all appearances, Schultz's future should have been limited, but he believed he could break the cycle of poverty. That belief carried him to become the first in his family to attend college and later to transform a small coffee shop into the global brand Starbucks. Belief didn't change his circumstances overnight, but it gave him the strength to seize opportunity when it appeared. Or look at Michael Jordan. In high school, he was cut from the varsity basketball team. Many would have given up right there, but Jordan believed he could be better. He poured himself into relentless practice, and that belief propelled him to become the greatest basketball player of all time, an icon for an entire generation. These stories remind us of Henry Ford's words, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." A simple statement, yet it reveals a hard truth. The beliefs you carry in your mind determine which doors open in your life. So ask yourself, how many times have you turned away from opportunity because you thought, "I'm not good enough"? How many dreams have been left unfinished because you allowed others to define your potential? Atkinson reminds us that self-belief is not something you're born with, it's a skill. It is forged each time you step into what you fear. Every small action, every moment you choose to believe instead of doubt, lays another brick in the castle of your confidence. And the final question he leaves us with is this: will you continue to live under the shadow of self-doubt, or will you choose to nurture belief, unlocking the greatest potential of your life? Part 5. Perseverance and discipline. William Walker Atkinson believed this: talent may help you start, but only perseverance and discipline can take you to the finish line. The difference between dreamers and achievers is not found in fleeting moments of inspiration, but in the ability to repeat small actions day after day, even when the inspiration has long faded. He wrote, "Success is not a lightning bolt, it is a flame fed by discipline. The disciplined don't wait for perfect conditions to act, they move steadily, and it is that consistent rhythm that eventually produces great results." Consider J.K. Rowling, the author of the world-famous Harry Potter series. Before success, Rowling was a single mother living on welfare, writing in cafes while her daughter slept. Her first manuscript was rejected by 12 major publishers. Many would have quit, but Rowling kept rewriting, resubmitting, and persisting. Finally, one publisher said yes, and the rest became history. Her success wasn't magic, it was the reward of persistence and discipline from someone who refused to abandon her dream. In another arena, sports and entertainment, there's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Before becoming one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, Johnson was a failed football player with only $7 in his pocket. What carried him forward wasn't luck, but iron discipline, waking up at 4 a.m., training relentlessly, and maintaining a work ethic that never wavered. He turned discipline into a lifestyle, and it lifted him from rock bottom to the pinnacle of both sports and film. These stories remind us of a simple truth. No one escapes hardship, but perseverance and discipline are the bridge that carry us from failure to success. So ask yourself, how many times have you started with excitement, only to quit halfway through when things got tough? Are you living by fleeting bursts of motivation, or do you have the discipline to see your journey through to the end? Atkinson leaves us with this reminder: success is not built on short-term sprints, but on long-term habits of persistence. And the final question for you is this: will you let your dreams wither from a lack of discipline, or will you fuel them with small daily actions until they finally become a reality? Part 6. Ethics and Character. William Walker Atkinson emphasized that success is not measured solely by wealth or fame, but by the strength of your character and ethics. A career may take you to the top, but it is character that determines how long you remain there. He wrote, "A man of intellect without morals is like a great ship without a rudder. It will eventually crash upon the rocks." Ethics and character are not outdated virtues. They are the pillars that make success durable and unshaken by temptation. Take Warren Buffett as an example. Though one of the wealthiest men on earth, he has lived a modest life in the same house he bought in 1958 and is famous for his honest, transparent investment philosophy. Buffett once said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." His integrity and ethical approach to business not only brought him financial success, but also earned him admiration as a man of character. Another shining example is Abraham Lincoln, the president who led America through its darkest division. Lincoln is remembered not just for his leadership, but for his honesty and compassion. He once said, "I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light I have." His words reveal a timeless truth. Character is the lighthouse that guides us, even when storms rage around us. These stories urge us to reflect. On the road to success, are you sacrificing your integrity for short-term gains? Are you choosing the easy path instead of the right one? Atkinson reminds us that true success is not how much money sits in your bank account, but whether your name is spoken with trust and respect. For in the end, the greatest legacy you leave behind is not your wealth, it is your character. And so the final question for you is this: do you want to be remembered as someone who was merely rich, or as someone rich in character? And the seventh, the final part of this journey is this: the secret lies within you. William Walker Atkinson closed with a truth he believed to be the essence of all success. The greatest secret is not out there in the world. It lies within you. He wrote, "Every human being carries within them a power yet to be awakened. The unsuccessful let it sleep. The successful learn to stir it. And the only difference is choice. Will you let life define you, or will you define yourself?" Look around America today. People are chasing after the newest hacks, quick, rich formulas, and shiny promises that a single course or shortcut will change everything. But Atkinson pointed out that everything you need, perseverance, belief, the ability to act, ethics, and resilience, has always been within you. Books and mentors may serve as mirrors, but the true key has been in your hands all along. And here's the hard truth: no one can live your life for you. No one can walk your path. Success doesn't come from waiting for someone else to open the door. It comes from having the courage to take the first step, even when your legs are trembling. Atkinson wanted us to understand that success is not a gift, but a state of mind that must be cultivated daily. Once you accept that the secret lies within you, there are no limits to what you can achieve. So here's the final question for you. Will you keep searching outside for answers,
Or will you dare to look within and begin rewriting your own success story starting today?